Hey guys, Ultimate Toy Collector here. Today we're going to take a look at one of NECA's newest retro video game style figures. This is homage to the 1991 NES video game for Terminator 2 Judgment Day. If you're a fan of Terminator, if you're a fan of any of the video game appearance figures that NECA has put out, you're going to love this figure. All right, let's start with the packaging. All right, before we look at the figure. Again, this is from the NES game, has the NES style packaging right here. It's got the worn look, like as if your video game has just been sitting there since 1991. I love on a lot of the packages where they have this like worn and torn look. It looks aged. So again, they did this with the packaging. This is a window style box. All right, let's open this up. So here we have our window style packaging for this figure. Just like with a lot of the other figures that they've had, you pretty much see everything that's going on inside the box. Right here we have when the T-800 arrived in the video game, one of the beginning sequences of the game. It says all systems online, and right here, that's reminiscent to the movie when he lands and he's kind of butt naked and needs some gear. So right here, opening scene. All right, and on the inside of the box right here, you have his power meter. All right, so just like in the video game, you have his power meter here. If you take a look in the back, right here, it might be a little hard to see, but in the back is a scene from in the video game. So you have your pixelated Terminator right here, and then behind him is a scene from the game. So it looks like he's jumping out of the game. Now, if you've recently picked up the Ultimate Terminator, this figure is very similar to that. Almost identical, but at the same time it's different. And so if you're familiar with the Ultimate Terminator, which I absolutely loved, I thought that was one of the best Terminator figures that they've done so far, then you'll love this figure, and you're also very familiar with the articulation. But nonetheless, I will break it down for you. Before we do that, let's continue to look at the box. Side of the box here, NECA, T2, Terminator 2, Judgment Day. We're going to turn this on the back here. We're going to take a look at the back of the box. Now on the back, got a little breakdown of what T2 is. Right now, we all know that's the return of the T-800, and maybe we'll see like a pixelated version of the T-1000. But right here, instead of scenes from the video game, NECA has done an excellent job of recreating scenes from the video game with the figure. Right, so right here we have our T-800, and he's posed up just like as if he was in the video game, and we're able to see him. If you look closely, you might just actually think that they are cutscenes from the video game. Now, in the video game, we didn't see too much. When it came to the T-800, the pixelation was a little blah. It was the cutscenes that we actually saw more of the pixelation. All right, now remember, we're going back 1991. Video games back then aren't what they are now, but the figure that we're getting here is from the cutscenes. All right, you're not getting the blah figure that you were playing in the video game. So they did do an absolutely awesome job. And the packaging, as always, I love it, especially with the Ultimate figures and with the video game appearance figures. They've done a great job. And, if you're in the box collector, you could just line it up on your shelf like that and just put them all together. But we're not going to do that. We're going to take this out. We're going to take a look at this. And also, if you're looking for this, you can pick it up at Big Bad Toy Store right now. I'm going to leave the link in the description of the video. Be sure to click on it. Head on over to Big Bad Toy Store. And also, shout out to Toy News International. All right, this is going to be my first actual write-up that I'm going to do for them. And also video review. So thank you Toy News International, shout out. And so let's open this figure up and take a look. All right, so here's the T-800 out of the package, our Ultimate style pixelated video game appearance T-800. So let's first take a look at the paint apps on this figure. All right, now just looking at him like this with a white backdrop, he looks kind of awesome. Now you can see the way they worked in the pixelation on this. They worked in some red, some gray, some black, and like some off-white, and maybe a little like tan or like a cream slightly in there. And this is the pixelation that we got. It's not super bright and popping like some of the other pixelated figures that we've seen, but this is what we saw in the cutscenes. All right, so let's turn him to the side. And now you can really see the pixelation there. Look at his head, the hands, the jacket, all right? Now, he comes with 2 accessories. He doesn't come with a bunch of accessories. He comes with 2 accessories. Comes with a swappable head. Let's put that head here. This is the battle damaged head. Take a closer look. You can see the endoskeleton underneath there. You can see his glowing red eye. Battle damage on the side here. Yet we still keep the sculpt of Arnold of the figure. All right, so these are the heads that came with the Ultimate figure, just painted up different. And they still look awesome. They still maintain the expressionless Terminator signature look. I think actually the pixelated version looks 100 times better than the regular. Maybe because I like some of the video games. Maybe because I'm an Arnold fan. But I think this looks awesome. All right, so I'm going to switch the heads out for you in a little while. Let you take a look at that. But we're going to keep going. All right, so right here, the other accessory he comes with is his shotgun. The same shotgun that he had for the Ultimate release. All right, same detailing and sculpting, except it's pixelated. And it still looks awesome. So, easily swappable heads, comes with a shotgun. Now, let's break down the body on this figure. All right, he's about 7 inches tall, and he's got a little bit over about 25 points of articulation. So, let's take his shotgun here. Let me borrow that for a second. And let's just take a look at the body. We'll take a look at him up close. Let's turn him so you guys can see him. All right, so let's start with the jacket here. All right, it's pixelated, and he's got red, gray, black, off-white. Now on the jacket here, you can still see the bullet holes. He's still bullet riddled, but there's not a lot of like super detail around the bullets, but they're still there. They still pop out. All right, same thing in the front. In the front, you can see them a little better up here around the collar, around the shoulder, even right here in the sides. On the back, they're still there. They're prevalent. You're not going to miss them. So I do like that. We were still able to keep that. All right, so the articulation with the head, we'll turn that side to side. All right, now the heads are on a ball joint. And as I said before, they pop out easily. You're not going to have to sit there and play with it too much. Pop them right back in. We'll finish the rest of the review with the battle damage look. I like it. All right. So, first thing I want you to know, right here, elbows, the knees, even parts of the hips. All right. They are there, and I love the way, very similar to the Ultimate figure, they're hidden by the sculpt. All right. The jacket hides those parts of the figure. Right here you can see it, but on the back, you know, it's not like they're popping out at you. So we're going to start with that. All right, now the jacket on this figure, the jacket is almost vest-like. if you turn it to the side at some points, you can see the separation in the upper arm at times, especially underneath. But it doesn't take away from the figure. But it does have that vest-like appearance. But if you take it off, it takes away from the figure. You need that jacket on there. So I'm not going to complain about that. The arms, pin and socket, work up on the arms. You can get the arms almost up to about a T, just about that high. You can put them up over his head. Right here, you're trying to get them straight up. That's about as high as you're going to go on that. All right. Up, down, left, right, out to the side. Good articulation on the arms. Same as we've seen with the Ultimate. I'm not going to beat the Ultimate, like a dead horse, but just to let you know, if you've seen the articulation on the Ultimate figure, then you've kind of seen the articulation. So elbows, get about a 45-degree bend in them. And again, when they're straightened out, you have everything's kind of hidden along the line, so it's not that bad. Wrists, ball joints. Good articulation in the wrist. The hand, his hands are already kind of predisposed for holding his shotgun. So no matter which hand you got it in, he's going to be gripping it just like that. So good job with the hands. It doesn't come with extra hands, just one set of hands on the figure. And he does not have an ab crunch type of joint. He was too muscular for that. They couldn't cut it in. So he can turn side to side though. He does have articulation at the waist. You can spin them all the way around actually. He could bend at the knees. Really only about 45 degrees, maybe a little bit more at the knees. You're not going to get him doing a full Van Damme split. All right. Up here at the top, the legs, pin and socket joints up here. Like I said, you can get a good stretch out of the legs, good bend out of the knees, but nothing overboard. Now he does have the thigh cut in the left leg only. All right. In the left leg and the left shin, he has a thigh cut and a shin cut. And it's hidden within the detailing and the sculpting, so it's not too prevalent, doesn't stand out too much. And that's there so you can get some good dynamic posing, depending on how you're going to pose Arnold. You'll get better posing him off of that leg. And the only other thing left on this figure would be the ball joints and the ankle. Good articulation there. Now, my figure is not stiff at all. You see, I can move him around every which way, and none of the joints stuck. One complaint that I've heard, and it's not only with NECA figures, it's more so a lot of the times with figures that are shipped during the winter and during the colder months, the joints, they stick, the plastic gets a little harder, and then you end up with figures that break. Take the figure out. If you feel it being a little bit tight, apply a little heat from a blow dryer. That'll fix it up right away. It'll loosen it up. If you take it right out the package and think you're gonna send him into war against the T-1000, then you might end up with a broken figure. Not saying that it's NECA, all right, because I've seen it with Legends. I've seen it with a lot of other figures. Just taking it right out the package. If you think something feels a little stiff, it's been shipping for a while, it's been sitting in a colder environment, add a little heat and you won't have any breakage. Now, this figure overall, I love it. Especially, look, back of the head right here, just like a bullet went right through it. I'm a huge NECA fan, all right, but I will tell you when there's certain figures that I don't like, and this figure, I actually kind of love. So I'm a big Terminator fan. I'm a big video game appearance fan. So both of these combined make for an awesome figure. Articulation is great on this figure. The detailing, awesome. And the pixelation that they gave this figure is outstanding. I'm glad to have this to my collection of video game appearance figures. Hope you like it. Thanks for checking me out, guys. Check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, The Ultimate Toy Collector. Leave a comment, like the video, share the video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if there's any other video game appearance figures that you hope NECA makes down the line, to add to this awesome, ever-growing video game appearance collection of figures that they've done. I'm gonna put Arnold's head right here. Let him actually move him over here. And don't forget to check out in the comments, or actually in the description of the video, the link to Big Bad Toy Store where you can pick this bad boy up. And like I said, thanks for checking me out, guys. Until next time, happy hunting. And don't forget to check out Toy News International, Big Bad Toy Store, Ultimate Toy Collector. I'm out.
Be sure to check out www.bigbadtoystore.com.